Bonjour à tous, bienvenue dans la rue vers l'Est. Aujourd'hui, j'ai l'immense honneur d'accueillir Ibrahim qui nous vient tout droit du Kenya pour une nouvelle vidéo, encore une fois, sur les traces des gens qui ont décidé de vivre en Roumanie. Parce que Ibrahim vient du Kenya et a décidé de vivre en Roumanie depuis quelques temps déjà. Hello Ibrahim, how are you?
Good, good.
I'm very happy to make the video with you. And first question. So, from how long you are in Romania?
Oh, now it's 5 years in Romania.
Okay, so the same than me. And so, how it is in Romania?
It's good. I came to study, and now everything is good. And today I want to share with you some of the meal. It's a common meal in my country called chapati. Okay. It's a common delicacy in my country.
Perfect. I'm very curious to know because chapati, the name is very cool. Yeah. Really, it's very funny.
It's also available in India.
Let's do that. We will start.
Yeah.
What we need to do that?
First of all, we need hot water. We put 2 cups. And then we need to add with the cold water because this is extremely hot and I need to mix it with my hands.
And what think your parents that you are coming in Romania?
My mom, she liked the idea of me pursuing further studies. So she was happy about that. She's no longer with us. She passed away 2 years ago. I have my younger brother with me here in Romania and my 2 elder brothers in Kenya.
I know that in France we have a lot of clichés in Romania and even a lot of people don't know too much about the country. And how is in Kenya? People know about Romania?
They know Romania with Dracula because they associate most of the American movies always say Dracula is from Romania and stuff like this. Even when I went to collect data in my country, Kenya, I went with some of my professors from the university here in Romania. And during the discussion, focus group discussion, we were like, to break the ice during the discussion, I was telling them, you know, I have to eat garlic not to be bitten by vampires and stuff like this. So it was pretty funny, and that is what they know mostly about Romania.
At least they know something about the country. It's
cool. Because in Europe, to be honest with you, in my country, most people know about England, West European country, French, Germany, Nordic countries, East Europe. People know little about them.
Me, I didn't know about Romania.
Yeah.
The cameraman is from Ecuador, just to make a bit of.
Apart from that, you have to put a little bit of salt. So a little bit. This is almost 1 teaspoon of salt, and then a little bit of sugar. The flavor should be a little bit mixed. So with sugar, we put a little bit of sugar, not so much, and then we mix. And then when it mixes completely, we add sunflower oil.
What oil you use in Kenya normally? Is sunflower oil or is
it's sunflower oil, but we also have different kind of oils. And then you mix it. Now come the finer. We will mix it slowly we add a little by little until the dough becomes soft. Usually you're supposed to have correct measurements, like 2 cups of this, 2 cups of water. But anyway, nowadays
when you know, you know.
When you're an expert,
you make your stuff and that's it.
I'm not technically an expert, but.
And what are you studying in Romania?
In Romania now I'm studying forestry. I'm doing finishing, doing the PhD in forestry. That's at least the 1 chapter I will close in my life.
And the new chapter, what is?
New chapter. Doing research. I'm involved in some projects in the university, doing research in this field.
And you plan to stay in Romania or?
That's a very long question and difficult to answer because there's a lot of factors to consider. First, the opportunities, the prospects here. But also because I have my fiancée who is Romanian. She's staying here in Brașov and working here in Brașov. So when I decide to move, we need to collectively decide to move in a different place. For now it's okay, we love it here. But in the future, You never know.
Always complicated to know where to stay, where to move, when is the good moment, and everything.
When is the good moment? I cannot say that I will stay in Romania. I cannot say that I will leave. For now, it's a little bit complicated. It will be a lot of chapati, so.
Yeah, chapati for the week. And what do you think of Romania when the first time you arrived? What it was your impression?
The first time I arrived, this was during COVID. So the first time when I arrived, that winter was very cold. And I remembered when I was coming, my mom told me like, you need to pack extra cold, warm clothes. And the clothes that I brought in Kenya were not that warm because we have cold weather. By cold in my country, I mean it's 10 degrees.
Yeah, okay.
Like,
it's not like in...
And it's very cold, people are complaining. But when I came in Romania, when I arrived, I think it was 3 degrees or 2 degrees. It was very cold, and I had the warm clothes that I considered warm in my country.
It was not very warm.
It was not very helpful. But my brother was already here in Brasov. So at least when I arrived, it was a smooth transition. It was not, compared to other stories I've heard, at least my transition was...
Yeah. The time to get used to it through after.
During my time when I arrived, I went for in-person classes, and then COVID was too much. There was restriction in Romania to have online classes. So for the rest of the week, almost 2 months, it was online classes. So I was just in Kamen, just doing classes. I'm an introvert, so it was very good situation for me in a new environment. I was just indoor. I was okay. I was just in class on laptop, and then before I came here, I was working on with some project in my country with the USAID, and I was still doing that job online. So it was okay for me that everything was just closed down. It was indoor, perfect situation.
Perfect for you, like that you can work good.
Yeah. So in my first year, even in the campaign, I didn't meet a lot of people, but a lot of people knew my brother.
Okay.
So like the camera lady. So a lot of people just knew that my brother, like he had a brother, but they didn't know me. Now it's the opposite. I think a lot more people know me now than my brother. A little bit started to be more extroverted. A little bit, but I'm still a shasha. For me, I'm okay being by myself, having my own thoughts.
You're from Kenya. The capital of Kenya is
Nairobi.
And Nairobi is a developed city, and even Kenya is a developed country.
No, Kenya is actually a middle income developing country.
Okay.
So they have different category: low income, middle income, and upper income. Okay. So Kenya is ranked as middle income developing country, and the capital, it's developed like most capital. A lot of people. For me, I don't like the capital so much. It's a lot of people, crowded. For me, I like the quiet. I'm an old soul.
That's why Brasov is perfect.
Brasov is perfect, actually.
And so did you feel the difference between Romania, between Kenya? Because finally, Romania is a developing country too?
Yes. Initially when I came, I thought there would be so much difference in terms of also purchasing power. Because let me give you an example. Bread in Romania, it's 4 lei, 5 lei, 6 lei. So in my country, it's almost the same. In terms of basics, they are more or less almost equal with Romania. There's pros and cons. If you look at in terms of taxes, Romania takes more than my country. So
that is sure.
But there's a lot of differences and a lot of similarity. For example, they have Mama Niga in Romania. In my country, we call it ugali. Though in Romania it's yellow. In my country it's white. We use white maize flour. The ugali we add more stuff. We add millet, sorghum. Depends also in the communities. So in my community, we are from the lakeside community. So we grew up eating a lot of fish. I used to eat brown mamaliga. It was brown because they add millet, sorghum, cassava, and maize flour. It was more nutritious like that. And in Romania, I saw a lot of gratar. They call it gratar during summertime. Also Kenya, we have a lot of meat-eating culture. The barbecue sessions, especially in the weekend, and also the street food. Actually, what we are preparing today is a street food. If you go to Kenya,
if you go to Kenya, you can find
chapati almost everywhere. It takes time to prepare it. So when I'm nostalgic, I prepare it. Yeah.
Chapati and you feel happy.
Yeah, yeah, because sometimes I miss the food from home, and most of the time I just make it.
Yeah.
Except some things that I can't find, like the fish. As I told you before,
in Russia especially, it's complicated to find fish.
Yeah, because also the fish that I was used to eating is from freshwater lake.
Okay.
So we have like tilapia, the Nile perch, and mudfish.
Yeah.
I saw some in Kaufland, but they were from China. And it's also quite expensive. I was used to eating fish almost 3 times a week or 4 times a week.
So now it's a bit less.
Now I'm going to use that. So now we have to just mix it like this until it's compact and soft. If you make the dough not soft enough, the chapati will be a little bit hard. To make you understand how popular this chapati is in my country, now they have made a machine to making chapati in my country.
Okay. Another question, because I don't know if people realize, but you are black. Do you feel racism in Romania? Because that is a real question. I heard a lot of people, black people in France, who ask, "Oh, can I go to visit Romania because I'm black? People will be racist." And what do you think about that?
Okay, to be honest with you, there are some instances, but there are few. Of course, in every country or city, there will be the occasional odd people. But the incidences are not that much. It's okay, generally it's okay. But once in a while, in a crowd or in the bus, you will, especially high school kids, they will make some jokes, calling you the N-word and stuff like this. Yeah.
Most the young guys at the...
Yeah, actually it's surprising to me. Like for me, in my case, it was mostly young people.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, very strange feeling.
Yeah,
when you think about it, it's strange. Normally, it's most the old people and...
The old people, I've also gone to some of the countryside. They are mostly curious. They ask where you're from, how is it? They want to touch my hair and stuff like this. But of course, you have to give consent before you allow them.
Yeah.
Because some people just feel they just can come and just touch your hair without asking you. For me, I love old people, the grandmothers and grandfathers. Yeah.
The Babel.
Yeah, they are always kind and they ask a lot of questions. I don't know, maybe it's the villages I've gone to, but most of them are super welcoming. Okay. The ones I've gone to, like my fiancé countryside, it was very nice.
But so finally you don't feel judging to be black in the country with mostly with white people?
No, actually right now there's a lot of foreigners, migrants coming into Brasov. It's different because when I first came, we were so few black people. And whenever you walk on the streets, people would stare, or some of them were so fascinated they were asking for pictures. And nowadays, no.
Yeah, now it's getting
to a lot of black people around, so it's okay. I would say Brasov is changing, and it's more welcoming as more migrants come to Brasov.
I think that Brasov is a very welcoming city in general, more than other. Because how many Kenyan you are in Brasov?
Now We have a lot of Kenyan students that came. Last academic year, we had over 29 Kenyans that came.
29 just in Brasov?
Just in Brasov.
It's a lot.
And this academic year, we have almost 30 or 31 Kenyans that came also.
And what they are doing, like, why they come from Kenya to Romania? There is a collaboration
so
with...
there's some collaboration that the former president of Romania signed. They are giving scholarship to not only Kenyan students, but a lot of African students to come study in Romania. And most of them prefer to come to Brasov.
Yeah.
Because before we have different WhatsApp group and it's more of referral by word of mouth. So the students that are here, the probability of them also referring other people to come to Romania, they would suggest to come here where they know somebody to go to.
It's true. And what they are studying, so you are all in civiculture or really all the university?
Apparently, it's strange because I know none of them studying civiculture, the ones that came this academic year and the other academic year. They are in all different faculties. They're studying different things. We have, they come from ranging from bachelor to PhD. We have some doing PhD in music. We have some doing masters in engineering courses. Bachelor in medicine, a lot of engineering courses, yeah. But it's good now because with a lot of them, there's a community. Before, I used to make a lot of chapati. But nowadays, if I want a lot of Kenyan food, like for example, chapati, mandazi, I just go to the student demo where they live. The whole of first floor, there's a lot of Kenyans there. And at least one or two people will have
you will know. Sure.
So you see the dough is becoming soft.
Yeah, now it starts to be good.
Even now when I do this, you see it's not sticky enough. When I feel nostalgic, I usually just go there to...
It's true, it's always good to have people like you from your country to discuss a bit.
Yeah. To feel, I just speak with them to catch up on how they are. Because before it reached a point that I was so used to speaking English and somebody just spoke to me in my native language. And I was struggling because I didn't speak it for almost so many months. And I was speaking, but I could forget. I would remember the words later, but I would complement it with some English or Swahili words. And then I realized I need to find people that I need to speak their native language.
What is the name of that language?
So for me, I speak Luo language.
Okay.
The indigenous native language. And then I speak Swahili.
Okay. But Swahili, where it comes from, is not native language? Or is
So Swahili is a mix of Arabic.
Okay.
So we have some Arabic words. It was an influence of also Arabic people in the coastal region of Kenya and Tanzania. We had Arabic people that were trading going to the Middle East. So it influenced Swahili language. So we have some words like Hamsini, which means 50. It's also the same in Arabic. We have a lot of similar words in Arabic and Swahili.
Okay, very interesting.
And also the coastal people in Kenya, they also intermarried a lot. So not everybody in Kenya is black.
Okay.
Not this skin tone. We have a variety of...
All the Kenyan people know the three language, or there is people who just speak Swahili, just other people?
So in the country, for example, I'm from the Luo community. So when you grow up speaking the Luo community, the Luo language, I mean, and then you go to school or in your house, they teach you Swahili and English. Swahili and English you learn in school.
Okay, yeah. And so there is
also in the house too. And also it's different because there are some people whose mother is from the Luo community, the father is from Kikuyu community in the highlands, so they speak a little bit of two indigenous languages.
Like that, you are very rich of of
Yeah,
language.
it's different languages, and also these 42 tribes are divided into sub-tribes. So we have the Nilotes, the Kushites, and the Bantus. It's a long history that trades back from how they moved from West Africa, Congo, going to all the way to Kenya, down to Southern Africa and stuff like this. Now the dough is perfect, you see. Now we let it rest for 20 minutes. We cover it with a cloth.
So we let you like 20 minutes and we go back in 20 minutes. Bisous. So the 20 minutes pass. So look, the pasta.
The dough is rested. You see it's not non-sticky, so it's perfect.
It's wonderful.
Yes, now it's wonderful.
Very
now
elastic.
we need to separate it into portions. Let me do it like a chef.
What is your favorite Romanian food?
I love ciorba de vacuta. I also love the desserts. I love papanash.
Papanash,
Yes.
okay.
Because it reminds me so much of, apart from chapati, we have one called mandazi.
Okay.
It's like papanash, but we don't eat it with the cream and the...
Okay.
Yeah.
It's less fat because the papanash, poof. You eat
Yes.
that, is your full for all the day.
Yeah. And also like samale. There's different ways of preparing it, but I like the samale where they put rice and minced meat. But most of the time here we make a lot of soups because in Kenya we eat a lot of things with soup and we eat a lot of starch
Okay.
food. So it's either mamaliga or pasta or rice. And I'm acclimatizing to eating stuff with bread. In my country, we eat bread only for breakfast.
Okay.
Here in Romania, you eat
Bread every time.
even supper time. So
Yeah.
for us, supper time is something starchy, something full. So it can be rice, it can be pasta, it can be mamaliga, especially mamaliga. For supper, lunchtime.
And do you eat spicy in Kenya or not? In
Actually,
general, the
no,
Kenyan
in
people.
general, Kenya we don't eat a lot of spicy food.
Okay.
People think all Africans, because in West Africa they eat
Exact.
a lot of
That is the big cliche we say.
spicy.
All African eat very spicy.
Very spicy food. No, in Kenya actually we don't eat. There are people who like spicy food, but generally most people I've interacted with from my country, most of them don't eat spicy food.
Good to know. If you want to visit Kenya, you can eat what you want. You will not die.
Yeah, you can find different kind of food from different foods from different communities, and then after that we will start the rolling. So now I like to boil it out like this. So after you make it circle like this, you
Very
heat up,
beautiful.
preheat the pan.
Allez, we move, we switch.
Yes. So I'll be cooking the stew. My helper.
The cooker
another
is there.
chef. We usually multitask. So when I'm doing all of this, she's cutting other stuff too. We eat this for breakfast too. You can take it in the morning with tea. We take a lot of tea in the morning, influence of being colonized by the British. For me, I also take tea, but I take it either with bread or for example, if we have chapati, so tomorrow morning, you can have a sausage and put it in the middle.
And who teach you how to do chapati?
My mom. There was a time that every weekend, me and my mom, we would spend the weekend just cooking. We had a lot of chicken, so we would kill one and eat it, make French fries also, then make chapati, make some cake.
Okay.
We would just
Very
spend
cool.
cooking and talking and stuff like this. It was a day to eat. We call it our cheat day. Even me passing on the tradition to my fiance now in the weekend, it's sometimes when we are free, we make chapati, just cooking.
All the day cooking, very good.
It's my way of spending the weekend sometimes, not all the time though. This side was the one facing the pan. Now it's a little bit, okay, now I turned it and then you can apply the oil.
Okay.
But a little bit. That is why I told you I like this one. You just spray.
Yeah, it's not a fried
Yes,
stuff. It's
not to-
just a bit too. Okay.
Not to have too much oil in the chapati. And then you have to wait a little bit, and then you turn. And you also apply oil on this side.
Okay. On the two sides you put.
Chef Adelina. She's in charge of the stew that we'll be eating today with the chapati. So the stew, it's with the chicken, free-range chicken. Her mom brought us some
Yeah,
free-range chicken from
honestly,
from
the
home-
village.
From the village.
Raised without antibiotics.
Yes.
And normally, so you can eat with like almost everything. Finally.
Anything with soup, like
Yeah.
for example beef soup, beef stew. We also eat it with beans. We also eat it with lentils. If you go to the Kenyan street nowadays, it's more like street food they put with the sausage.
Yeah, kind of
it's
hot dog,
yeah, hot
yeah.
dog. But they call it in Kenya Rolex. It's very popular if you don't have time to eat something
Yeah.
at lunchtime in Kenya. It's very cheap and it's very
Very good. I think we will prepare that one time. We will try.
So that is why you see it looks more like tortilla now.
Yeah, exact.
Sometimes when I'm stressed, I cook too. I say this and people find it weird. By people I mean her. Who cooks when when they are stressed?
No, it's way to cook. It makes you feel in your space. You are chill. You
Yeah.
make your stuff. You can put you a video or something. What is the stuff that you miss the most from your country?
Oh, the food. This is just one of them.
Yeah, I can imagine.
This one I can just make here, but in terms of food, we have the fish, the fruits, mangoes, the avocados. We have very big avocados. The small ones, it's a variety that matures very quickly. But we have the indigenous avocados in my country, the ones that you can get as big as this.
Okay.
In
That's
summer,
my head. I put one next
Yeah?
to my head
Ah.
because
I took her home and she ate a lot of avocados because here is also not cheap to eat avocado daily. So in my country it's very cheap. You find a lot of them and you can eat it every day. My bachelor I did in Kenya. Every meal I would eat with avocado and milk. When I was eating chapati with stew, I would have chapati and my stew and avocado on the side, and when I finish eating, I would drink milk.
can I wait in with my experience with the food?
I eat a lot of chicken and stews, and the stews that you eat with the chapati or with mamaliga, which is white for them. I've eaten meat before, but not like that. Ever. I don't know what they did with the chicken, but it was amazing. It's like I've never tasted chicken in my life.
Free range chicken, and it's different.
Yeah, honestly.
Happy chicken.
With no stress.
Very chill.
Yeah,
Ah, yeah.
very good food.
Yeah.
And tilapia, amazing fish. I'm not such a fish lover, but this was
Go to Kenya.
We were staying at my brother's place, and amongst the four of us, I think he's the best chef.
his fish, especially, was
Yeah,
very good
he knows
because he
how to
cooked it
cook.
in a way that.
We eat a lot of natural foods, and the vegetables, we have a lot of indigenous vegetables. We have various options. If you want to eat vegetables, we have options. Like every meal we eat, it's either protein, some vegetable, and starch. So with the vegetable, you can have cabbages, kumawiki. With the fruits, we have a lot. She ate, I think it was your first time seeing a dragon fruit.
And also the other one that was the squishy green one, thorn melon.
Thorn melon.
Yeah, you can find that in here.
Yeah, we have a lot of different fruits that sometimes we find it difficult to find here. Going back to your question, what I miss, mostly food. It smells nice. She's called Akinyi. She was given a Kenyan name.
You give it the name, so
Not me. It was one of my mom's best friends when we went to my parents' place, my mom's house. She liked her and gave her the name Akinyi. Akinyi means somebody born in the morning. And she gave the name Akinyi to her because she's also called Akinyi. And she's a successful lady and very bright. And she was like, yeah, the ladies with this name are usually very bright and successful.
You have a good name, so.
She was one of my mom's best friends. She worked with my mom for over 20 years.
Oh.
And they've been friends for a very long time until she died. She passed. So, yeah, she's like apart from my aunt, my second mom. This is the Kenyan way of making it. The Indians, they make it differently also. It's not the same way, but it's almost the same thing. Before the colonialist came, the British, they came with the Indians first.
Okay.
The Indians were making the trains, the railway lines. And then when they came to Africa, they found that Africans were much stronger than Indians. So the Indians that were building the trains in Kenya remained. And so Indians are actually one of the communities in my countries now. For them, they have stayed in Kenya, like you find some of them are the 4th generation Indian or 5th generation Indians in Kenya. So they are actually Kenyans.
Alors c'est bon, on a tout préparé. Enfin, surtout Ibrahim a tout préparé. And now, the last one is there.
Chapati.
Yeah, finally, to make that, hop là, I film that. It took what, how long? Like 1 hour and a half, hein? But it's cool. We meet you after to try, to taste at least. Allez, see you.
So first of all, I just want to cry a little bit. I want to thank myself. It took me 3 hours, 2 hours of my life. Also, Adelina Akinyi, but Putin. And it smells so beautiful. It is so good. I just want to cry.
Okay, so it's good. Thank you, Ibrahim. Thank you, Denisa, too, because you make the stew at least. Hein? You work too. And now, what we have to do?
So to eat the chapati, you can take this and fold it like this. Then you.
I do it too.
Yeah. Then you just take a bite, and you just stew.
Oh yeah.
Second method, if you want, you can put them little by little like this.
Okay.
For the chapati to soak the soup, to be dipped in the soup. But for me, I prefer to
Do it first
eat it
and
just
to.
like this, yeah.
It's delicious, by the way.
Yeah.
Perfect. We will finish that. Thank you, Ibrahim,
You're welcome.
for that video. It was very good. I love it to make you with you guys. Perfect. I finish in French. Merci en tout cas d'avoir suivi cette vidéo. C'était passionnant. J'espère que ça vous a intéressé. On se retrouve pour la prochaine vidéo. Abonnez-vous, likez, commentez, vous connaissez. Et à la prochaine. Thank you. And bezos.
Now it's time that the cameraman